I choose a team based on effort and attitude. That's my first criteria. You can be the most Gumby person on earth, but if you've got a good attitude and you're willing to do the miles and do the mahi, then you're probably going to make the team.
If you really want to make front row and if you really want to be up there, you've got to practice hard, eh?
We keep a list of who turns up late. We keep an eye on who does the mahi, who doesn't do the mahi on and off stage. All those things sort of count, eh? It's about the team.
There's a whole lot of unseen criteria that comes to picking lines.
Just like setting up a chessboard, really, you just got to really strategize where you're going to put your power box, where you're going to put your haka performers, making sure that the altos and the sopranos are not put together. Height thing is not a big thing, really. It can be in some places.
My preferred spot in the rows is front row middle. I don't always get it, but that's my preferred spot.
Middle is the prime spot, and why they want to be there because all the focus goes on to the middle.
For me, the middle and the end are the po. You know, those are the two hearty, really hearty positions in the line.
For myself, it's never been the middle spot, believe it or not.
You need to look for like the ultimate warrior, and that person's got to like hold that front row, and he's got to be able to generate the energy that sort of filters out.
The shittiest position to get in a team, for me, it's the end of the line. I don't like being on the end of the line.
You know what sucks? Back row left or back row right, in the middle of nowhere.
The worst place to be in is behind a giant chick. You're never going to get seen because she's so huge.
Not being on the stage, that's the worst position.
Any time that a team's been called or line's been called in any kapahaka team in the country, the air's thick.
Way grittier than American Idol.
I get dropped to the second row often with my poi, looking at the sky. I'm trying not to cry.
When your name gets called out, not in a spot that you ideally thought you deserved or that you really wanted to be in, and you're trying to make out, I am so sweet with this, and you're like, but really inside you're like.
That's always the hardest thing to manage because you don't really want to hurt people's feelings.
There have been new groups started over line selections.
I should be second row left.
But then you've got to be grateful that you've made the team.
Those that don't make the team, they'll get a phone call a couple of days before the next training, so they've got time to process that information.
I think that's actually the best way to do it too. There have been some situations where they're actually quite gobsmacked.
The common reaction would be the pody one where they sit there and do
The humble thing. Good on you, bro. Good on you, bro. No. I'm just here for you guys to tautoko and to make up the numbers. And then later on,
it hurts. No one can say it doesn't hurt, because it does.
Next thing, they don't want to talk to you. You get the silent treatment.
Even great performers have been put in that situation as well.
you got to act cool, calm and collective, eh? You can't act like the sad dude and you can't cry in front of everybody, eh?
So I'm not in the team.
You want to go over and give them a hug, but then they don't want people feeling sorry for them. It's just their way of covering it up, saying, oh yeah, I'm sweet, but not really.
This group sucks anyway.
That's when you start backstabbing. We all know that.
It's the game we play. You come into haka knowing that you're either going to make it or you're not.
You've got to have some mean mana to be the kaiako of the tutor, I think.
But at the end of the day, competition is what competition is. You have to put 40 on stage and you have to pick your lines.
And as tutors, we try and prepare our opu as much as we can as well.